So first one we have is Badr Khushnood, who's co-founder at Freshly.com e-commerce platform and chairman of Pasha. Please, sir. Next in line we have Hassan Shahid, who is co-founder at Kickstart. We have also Fatma Mazhar with us, who is Chief Operations Officer at Collabs. And our moderator for this session is Afaf Noor, who is Partnerships Manager at Payoneer. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? It is working, right? Great. Thank you so much for joining the panel, guys. And because we are limited on time, I think we should really start. So, hypergrowth, strategy, startup, all of these are really big buzzwords that we hear all the time around us, and especially in your professional lives, all of you have had exposure to various startups, various entrepreneurs. So I would really like to hear from you, starting off, that what do you actually feel about these buzzwords? Let's start with hypergrowth. What is hypergrowth? And how do we as the Pakistani industry perceive that? Badr, maybe we can start with you.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम थैंक यू सो मच खाफ आई थिंक जो लास्ट एक दो साल में व्हाट वी ऑल हैव सीन इज ह्यूज ग्रोथ इन द डिजिटल इकोसिस्टम लार्जली स्टार्टअप्स एंड फ्रीलांसर्स बीइंग पार्ट ऑफ इट इसी तरह अगर आप देखें तो जो मेच्योर कंपनीज हैं उधर भी मैसिव ग्रोथ आई है हमारी आईटी एक्सपोर्ट्स भी ग्रो किए हैं हमारे डोमेस्टिक डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन भी बहुत इम्प्रूव की है सो आई थिंक ओवरऑल डिजिटल की जो विद इन डिजिटल IT स्पेस जो है वो भी ग्रो की है बट डिजिटल एज द इंटरसेक्शन टू अदर वर्टिकल्स हैज ऑल्सो इंक्रीज अ लॉट आई थिंक कोविड कन्वर्टेड दैट वांट इनटू अ नीड एंड आई थिंक दैट हैज़ चेंज ई-कॉमर्स अगर आप देखें हैज़ ग्रोन रैपिडली अब ई-कॉमर्स की जो एलाइड इकोसिस्टम है लॉजिस्टिक्स एंड एवरीथिंग इज इम्प्रूविंग रैपिडली इन्वेस्टमेंट्स अगर आप देखें and I'm sure Fatma can talk more about from that perspective as well. So I think those kind of investments, those kind of innovations and कुछ जो सबसे important from our Pasha perspective जो हम देख रहे हैं इसके policy and regulatory environment बहुत improve कर रही है. So if you notice जो पाकिस्तान में startup ecosystem में funding आनी शुरू हुई है is because the state bank improved certain regulations and allowing a holdco and an opco and then allowing funds to come in and then the repatriation of funds, all of that has facilitated existing venture capitalists to start investing in Pakistan. और उसकी वजह से आप देख सकते हैं कि एकदम इकोसिस्टम में तकरीबन $300 मिलियन इन्वेस्ट हुए विद इन दिस ईयर जो कि पिछले कुछ सालों में इससे कम थे ऑफ कोर्स बहुत कम थे सो स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम इवॉल्व किया है फ्रीलांसर्स के लिए जो एक चेंज आई पॉलिसी एंड रेगुलेटरी there was a limit of $5,000 per month inbound, which was converted into $25,000. And this was done during COVID by State Bank of Pakistan. And this was part of the e-commerce policy, जिसमें freelancing is also part of that policy. ये उसमें एक change लाई गई. So I think from a larger industry perspective, जो ecosystem में change आई है regulatory and policy framework की वजह से, that has started bearing results very very quickly. So हमने within a year results देखे हैं. So I think that's what we are seeing के across the board in digital ecosystem growth आ रही है और उसमें सॉरी लास्ट चीज़ एक ऐड करूँ इम्पॉर्टेंट आई थिंक उसमें जो इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स है उसमें इंक्लूजन बहुत हो गई है आप देखें कि हमारे यहाँ विमेन पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ गई है हमारे विमेन लीडर्स आ रहे हैं विमेन फाउंडर्स आ रही हैं स्टार्टअप्स में सो आई थिंक वो भी एक इम्पैक्ट आ गया है हमारी बूट कैंप्स ट्रेनिंग्स बहुत इंप्रूव करें सो आई थिंक ओवरऑल इकोसिस्टम हैज़ रियली डन वेल.
No, I really appreciate your comments about the regulators and the policymakers playing their role in enabling the hypergrowth that we are seeing today. So a question from Fatma and Hassan, both of you, because you are in the co-working space, and I would assume that co-working spaces are the breeding ground for these startups. So what have you seen in your experience? What's the trajectory of these startups like? Um,
I think you're well
You've been
suited to
there
answer
a
this
lot
question.
longer, so I will let you do it.
Okay. So first of all, I'm so excited to be on this panel. This is happening after a long, long time. Last time I was here in such an audience was back in 2019. And I still remember that 2 years ago, the investment environment in Pakistan was a lot different. तो उस टाइम पे इस तरह इन्वेस्टमेंट्स नहीं होती थी कि स्टार्टअप्स को 10-10 मिलियन डॉलर मिल रहे हैं और पिछले 5 सालों में जितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट हुई कुछ ही दिन पहले मैं देख रहा था कि पाकिस्तान में एक 1 मंथ में तकरीबन उतनी इन्वेस्टमेंट जो है वो स्टार्टअप्स के अंदर हुई सो द इन्वायरमेंट हैज़ चेंज अ लॉट एंड इन दिस अगर हम पिछले बहुत सारे सालों का जो जर्नी है वो देखें incubation centers have been there for quite some time now. उन्होंने वो in the first step वो awareness create की कि लोगों ने आके अपने startups जो है वो start किए. Then second एक road block था कि लोगों को investments नहीं मिलती थी. तो उसके अंदर काफ़ी positive developments हुई. But going forward from that point, now जब COVID के बाद दुनिया एकदम से change हो गई है, there are certain key principles that I think I have learned from my journey. कि क्या क्या की fundamentals हैं that are required for hyper growth. I think that was the primary question here. So talking about hyper growth, I think that as a nation, as an individual, as an entrepreneur, we have to keep in mind certain things, and I would like to point out to those things after telling a small story about Indore, a city in India. So one night I was just staying late. I do this often, and I keep on scrolling on social media. So I came to this video, जिसमें इंदौर एक documentary थी इंदौर के बारे में, and the documentary said that Indore it has consistently ranked as India's cleanest city. So Indore has given you a context, a little bit of context about this. India की उस city की population roughly 2 to 3 million. एंड कंसिस्टेंटली पिछले 5 सालों तक उन्होंने अपना सारा जो कचरा था उसको वो साफ़ करते रहे. गवर्नमेंट ने एक पूरी मशीनरी सेटअप की. सो इन द फर्स्ट ईयर 5 साल ही हुए तकरीबन मुझे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के अंदर आए हुए. सो इन द फर्स्ट ईयर व्हाट दे डिड वाज कि उन्होंने सारा जो कचरा था वो कंसिस्टेंटली घरों से इकट्ठा करना शुरू किया. सो स्टेप 1 उन्होंने ये अवेयरनेस क्रिएट की कि हम गवर्नमेंट विल कलेक्ट द ट्रैश. लोगों को ये ट्रैश जो है वो अपने डस्टबिन में वो डालना है. For collecting trash, second step what they did was segregation. उन्होंने dry and wet waste को segregate किया. शुरू में 2 तरीके थे dry wet waste को segregate करने के. Then they came up with more mechanisms जिसके थ्रू उन्होंने segregate किया और पूरा एक recycling plant उन्होंने इंडिया में उस शहर में install किया. The cost of that recycling plant was almost 100 crore Indian rupees. Today, what they do after 5 years is they are now selling their trash to companies who have set up those plants और वो सारा recycle करते हैं. So point of telling this story was कि India is also a country जहाँ पे उसके तकरीबन 45 cities are amongst the world top most polluted cities in the list of 100 most polluted cities. But Indore as an excellent example in India. So what's the different thing that Indore is doing here? So number one, they had a vision कि उन्होंने pollution को fix करना है. Secondly, they installed all the machinery required for that. They did all the awareness. They also did training for households जो उनको कचरा जो है वो सारा dry और wet segregate कर के देते थे. This was interesting for me because as a Pakistani जब हम देखते हैं कि लाहौर में किस तरह से कचरा collect होता है, कराची में किस तरह होता है, इस्लामाबाद में किस तरह होता है, तो मुझे ये बड़ा एक इंदौर से एक चीज़ ये लर्निंग के लिए ये मिली कि 5 सालों के अंदर if a city decides कि उसने अपने आप को साफ़ करना है, it's doable. And from this, when I come to entrepreneurship ecosystem, startups, and how do they strategize for hyper growth? So I have learned that there are 3 fundamental principles. The number 1 principle is that you have a simple plan. You have a simple idea. आपके पास you have simple processes, so simplicity is the key. अगर आप complex चीज़ों के अंदर घुस जाएंगे, complexity आ जाएगी processes के अंदर, ideas के अंदर, आपकी team के अंदर, the way you hire people, this is going to be a lot difficult. The principle number 2 here is control. Now, a lot of people would define control in different ways, but fundamentally control is कि आपका कितना control है अपने processes के ऊपर, on your idea, on your team, and overall ownership of your business. So as a startup, I think it's very important कि आपका अपने startup के ऊपर, उसकी ownership के ऊपर और उसकी operations के ऊपर एक full control हो. And then the final and I think one of the most important principle for hyper growth and setting up a good startup is that you have. I hope this goes. Yeah. So that and the final key point is that you have a sustainable design. So why is sustainable design important? Today, if we look at the global scenario, जहाँ पे China जो है is shutting down factories because power नहीं है. They are focusing on more valuable items and they are discarding products, manufacturing of products that are of less value so that they can prioritize कि कहाँ पे उन्होंने grow करना है और कहाँ पे उन्होंने grow नहीं करना. So a sustainable design which is environmentally friendly is very important. If your startup can incorporate all these key principles in their growth strategy, I think it will be a successful startup. This is the difference. These three principles, it's the difference between the 1% startups जो के successful होते हैं and the 99% who fail. And now after COVID, as the world is progressing, there is another important aspect in which the global nations are looking at. And this is actually contradicting to the original question here, how to plan for hyper growth, but it's also an important aspect to look at. And this is less is more. We focus a lot on creating more, producing more, having more profits. As a founder of co-working space, we have always focused on getting more clients, more locations, expanding to more cities. But when I discovered that there could be another strategy to this, and world could be progressing in a different direction. So I found out that if you have a mindset that allows you to distinguish what is valuable and what's not valuable. So that's the point when you start looking at कि आपकी कम चीज़ों से भी ज़्यादा growth हो सकती है. Even with less employees, less locations, you can actually achieve more growth because that would be more sustainable, and it's a concept that you have to apply diligently in your startup. So these are the key fundamental principles: simplicity, control, and then sustainable design that you have to incorporate into your company. And then finally, as the world is changing, we have to consider कि क्या valuable है, क्या नहीं valuable, and where we have to contract instead of always looking at expansion. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for the lovely story. We all love to learn from case studies. Fatma, your thoughts?
On what? Which part? Sorry, what part?
Your thoughts generally on the question.
Oh, so
what is
hypergrowth.
Hypergrowth and what?
Okay, so as per definition, hypergrowth is just 40% CAGR year on year, which is what the internet says. But I think hypergrowth happens when you get funding, and now you're forced to grow really quickly because you have to show the returns to people, right? It's basic. So that's simple. What's happening in Pakistan is now we're getting more funding than we've ever gotten, and I see that this is going to continue for a while because people are going to come in for Series B and Series C, hopefully. We've seen a lot of Series A, so I'm hoping that the trend changes and we see Series A and Series B. My take on hypergrowth is I look at a lot of people first, and then I look at anything else. So I think if you want to be successful in hypergrowth, what you need to do is you need to plan, like my colleague here was saying. But planning also happens in terms of the colleagues that you have and the manpower that you have. You can have all the processes in the world, you can have the best tech, but if you don't have employees and colleagues or a team, you're not going to have hypergrowth. So what we do, I did a lot of growth. Expansion is what I've done most of my life. So at Careem, when we were expanding, the first thing we would do was find the team. You cannot go in without the team. So you bring the team in, and then you plan. One of the other things that you said really well was processes. They have to be simple, they have to be doable. But what you have to do is you have to have some sort of standardization. So if you're looking at hypergrowth, so I was talking to a panel of women the other day, and they're talking about scaling, and they were asking me, and I said, if you were to ask me how I would do it, I'd say, okay, I've started fundraising talks. Maybe I'll get funds in 6 months down the line. It's not easy to get funds. MashaAllah, it's been very easy for a lot of the startups in Pakistan, and I hope that continues. But say you're 6 months down the line, you have to see where you're at right now with the funding, where you're going to be, and what all can you do with that funding. And this is not going to take you a really long time to plan. It's not a really long plan to make. You're saying, okay, at this stage I'll need this many people, at this stage I'll need this many people. People need to be agile. So I think number one in hypergrowth is the people that you're going to have and that you're going to take with you. Number two, you should know what you're going to do with the funds. And the one thing that I stress on, and I wish I could say this more often, is please do not take more money than you need. You take more money than you need, you're going to get, you're going to grow hyper, but you're not going to be able to retain them. It's one thing doing sales. So when you read on the internet, when you talk about hypergrowth on the internet, they talk about 40% CAGR, and they say, how many sales can you get? Getting sales, acquiring a customer is one thing. You can spend a lot of money acquiring a customer. It takes a lot more money to retain a customer. So if you're not planning, if you're not doing this, you can get hypergrowth. What you do with that hypergrowth depends on how good a team you have, how many processes you have, and what kind of plan you have, and don't take more money than you need.
I think very, very interesting that you have mentioned that, we are seeing more of Series A than Series B or Series C, which only shows that maybe a lot of startups in Pakistan have never entered the hypergrowth stage. Can you guys name any startups, do you think any of these big names like Baikia or Airlift, are they in the hypergrowth stage yet, or are they on the trajectory to be there?
I would hope both of them in our hypergrowth. Airlift has raised 85 million, which is incredible. So if they're not in hypergrowth, that'd be worrisome. I think we haven't seen Series B or Series C yet because we haven't had this kind of appetite for investors. So I wasn't saying we've done something wrong. I've said what's happened right now is Series A have started coming in because this is the time for Pakistan. You're going to see, inshallah, a lot of Series B and Series C. But again, sometimes you look at the ticket size and then you wonder, what are you going to do with all this money? And that's a question mark for me because I worked with the best of the best, Mudassir Sheikha. Any panel I sit on, I take his name. And he would always say, if you take more money than you need, you're just going to spend it on useless things. So I think hypergrowth is great. Please do it sensibly.
What about you, Badr? What are your thoughts here?
I think I agree that the market is maturing. So I think we are at the early stage of, actually a lot of startups are pre-seed.
That's true.
Not just even seed, but pre-seed.
Pre-seed, yeah.
And then we have seed, and I think we are now getting into Series A. I think B will follow, of course. But just want to add one kind of a different perspective to it as well. So there are startups, there are hypergrowth startups who need funding, but there are startups who can be self-sustainable at least. I know that's probably from a very venture capital lens perspective, that's probably not the best thing to do, but I think we need to keep that in view that at least it is better than looking for jobs, that we create jobs. And I think that's where a traditional business probably, or not a very hyper growth business, is still a good opportunity. So the reason I'm saying this is because I think बहुत सारे लोगों को हमें ये होता है कि या मेरा स्टार्टअप छक्का लगाएगा तो मैं करूँगा, मैंने टुक टुक नहीं खेलना. But I think it's important जो अभी मोहसिन बात कर रहे थे कि freelancers need to graduate into companies, and companies, not all companies are hyper growth companies. So दराज आया, उसकी वजह से मेट्रो मैक्रो कारफोर बंद नहीं हुए, उनके आने की वजह से अल्फताज एंड जलालसन्स बंद नहीं हुए. हर किसी ने अपनी नीश आइडेंटिफाई की है, and they've played into that niche. So they had to be more careful, they had to be more planned, more organized, there was more competition, consumers had more choice, so they had to play around it. They had to be more, I would say, efficient as well. But har kisi ne apna identify kar liya. And I think that, so there's a huge space. We are a 200 million people company, 20 crore log hain, बहुत बड़ी country है. So खाली ये ना सोचें कि मैं venture capital ready startup होऊंगा तो मैं काम करूँगा. I think that's an important thing I thought I'll share कि अगर आप at least self-sustainable भी हैं और basic profitability भी है, तो that's even a good business to kick off. I just wanted to put that on the table.
100%.
I think that's also important.
Great, great. I think very interesting points from all of you in terms of advice. All of you mentioned some key ingredients which need to be there and tying it all together, like you said, Badr, that
If I may, sorry,
Yeah,
add one important thing, and I think फातिमा का उस पर ओपिनियन भी इंटरेस्टिंग होगा. So अभी तक क्या हुआ, जो वेंचर फंडिंग आई है वो बहुत सारी बाहर से फ्लाई इन की है. So we had gotten a lot of international investors. I think आप सबको भी मैं encourage करूँगा कि अगर आप लोग छोटी investments करते हैं तो you guys can come up with your angel network as well. And I think that's important कि हम real estate और foreign exchange और stocks के अलावा startups में भी खुद भी invest करें. And I think not just कि आप startup खुद बना सकते हैं बल्कि आप invest भी कर सकते हैं. And when I say invest, उसमें sweat equity की option भी है, not necessarily just cash injection. So try to think more creatively कि आप लोग भी कैसे startups में कर सकते हैं, because हमें local investors का ecosystem भी चाहिए. It has started to evolve.
Yes,
I
it
think we have Fatma Ventures, we have
Zen Capital,
Zen Capital, we have
Sarmaya Car.
Sarmaya Car and Lexan Investments and others as well. But I think हमें angel investors का बहुत बड़ा network चाहिए,
But
जो
like,
pre-seed, early
these,
stage कर सकें.
Sarmaya Car and all of Zen Capital, they are investing in very big ticket startups. But I think like Badr has
Not
mentioned-
Not
necessarily.
really.
Not necessarily.
There's some that are not mentioned, and some of them.
Yeah, so like in our personal capacities, I think all of us can play that role definitely. So I think because we are running out of time, even though I had a list of like 10 questions that I had to ask you guys, I don't think we'll be able to get to that. Your last words of advice, your last comments for our audience, just to sort of make this more relatable for them, that how can they as freelancers or small companies grow into or evolve into bigger names that we see on the internet today.
So Badr said something really, really nice. He talked about being self-sustainable and being profitable. I think you should not always be looking for venture capital. Managing a venture capital investment is not easy. So when you become a CEO, you're thinking, okay, I'm the boss. Once you get venture capital, it's all about numbers that you have to present every month. You get unsolicited advice, sorry, venture capital funds. There's a lot that you have to do. So just tying in Collabs has been bootstrapped so far and is profitable within 24 months of its inception. And this is a business that probably will get funding soon, but we made sure that we were profitable before we went into this. Now, this can be hard for some of you, but again, I'm just going to take Badr's points because they're so amazing. Look for angel investors. I know a couple of startups that I'm working with that have worked so far on angel investments, and that means friends and family. And if not, please enter as many competitions as you can. When you're freelancers and when you have smaller companies, please enter as many competitions as you can. Apply for every person so you're getting NIC, you're getting eye to eye, apply for them. Trust me, I am friends with a lot of the venture capital people in this country. I sit on a lot of these competitions, and if I find something really interesting, I'll send them a message. So nothing is too small, nothing is too big. When you're doing your own company, set aside time and enter as many competitions and as many incubators, accelerators, tests that you can. Learn how to pitch really well. Learn your pitch in 1 minute, and inshallah you'll all get there.
I just wanted to add a few more lines कि लोग यहाँ पे पाकिस्तान में generally as a young entrepreneur लोग क्या सोचते हैं कि एक business start करने के लिए या एक scalable startup start करने के लिए आपको क्या क्या चाहिए. So I would say कि सबसे पहले एक misconception बहुत बड़ा कि आपको पहले दिन funding चाहिए, आपको पहले दिन पैसे चाहिए. I think that's wrong. Because maybe I had a different journey. मैंने Kickstart का business जो था जब शुरू किया था तो 1 लाख रुपए से शुरू किया था. I think कि कोई भी कर सकता है अगर कोई start करना चाहे. It's not that difficult. But day one के ऊपर ये misconception लेके चलना कि पैसे लाजमी चाहिए होंगे. I think that's wrong. But from that day जब से Kickstart start हुआ till now, what I learned in these 5 years कि पाकिस्तान में सिखाया नहीं जाता 2 चीज़ों के बारे में. Number 1 debt, number 2 taxes. So पाकिस्तानी करेंसी as we all know एक ज़माने में कहते थे कि जो है वो डॉलर जो था वो क्या रेट था, आज क्या रेट है. और अभी जिस तरह से फर्दर आगे भी जो है वो एक्सपेक्टेशंस नज़र आती हैं, तो इसके अंदर एक चीज़ जो बहुत ज़रूरी है, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि डेट, हाउ कैन यू यूज़ डेट, हाउ कैन एंड हाउ कैन यू और आप किस तरह से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं टैक्सेस को. सो आई थिंक ये दोनों वो चीज़ें हैं जो कि एज अ स्टार्टअप फाउंडर, एज अ बिजनेसमैन आपको नहीं सिखाई जाती. आपको इसके लिए मेंटोर शायद चाहिए हो, मे बी यू नीड लीगल एक्सपर्ट ओपिनियन ऑन दिस. उसके लिए देर आर डिफरेंट वेन्यू, देर आर डिफरेंट चैनल्स. आप किक स्टार्ट में भी के थ्रू भी लॉयर्स को रीच आउट कर सकते हैं, बट आई थिंक द बेस्ट वे इज़ कि आप अपनी एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप करें. और एंड यू ऑल्सो हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड मनी, कि जितना गवर्नमेंट पैसा छापेगी, whenever government prints, two things happen. First is inflation, second thing is taxes. So Pakistan के अंदर I came up to an interesting fact that there are about 9 million crypto users and only 3.5 million active taxpayers. So ये एक ऐसा मुल्क है जहाँ पे adoption बहुत तेज़ है. अगर आपके पास if you are in the right kind of industry, so instead of कि आप you keep fussing about कि पैसा कहाँ से आएगा, आप understand करें. Understand these things, tax, debt, inflation, how money works, and I think you will be one of those startups जो successful होते हैं, and you can strategize for your scalable business model. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Whether do you have any parting comments for us?
नहीं जी, I'll just add to the fact कि I think जो लोग, and I'll encourage the younger you are, the better it is for you to experiment. I think that's the most important thing. जब आप हमारी उम्र में आना शुरू कर देंगे तो लाइबिलिटीज़ बढ़ जाएंगी, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ बढ़ जाएंगी, तो आप एक्सपेरिमेंट कम कर सकेंगे. सो जो भी एक्सपेरिमेंट करना है, वेदर फ्रीलांसिंग, वेदर क्रॉस बॉर्डर कोई काम करना है, कोई ई कॉमर्स है, कोई स्टार्टअप है, यू वांट टू बी एन इन्वेस्टर, वट एवर यू वांट टू डू इट सूनर, फेल फास्ट एंड ट्राई टू फिगर आउट कि मैंने क्या गलती की एंड हाउ टू इम्प्रूव ऑन दैट. I mean, I think कोई ऐसा मसला नहीं गलती करना. I think हम थोड़ा सा उस टैबू से निकल रहे हैं अब कि गलती होना जो है वो कोई बुरी बात है. I think एक्सपेरिमेंट ना करना ज़्यादा बुरी बात होनी चाहिए. So I think I would encourage all of you जो यंग हैं, एनर्जेटिक हैं, to experiment sooner, try, fail fast, and then find that sweet spot कि आपके लिए क्या अच्छा है. कुछ लोग अच्छे co-founders बन सकते हैं, कुछ लोग अच्छे employees बन सकते हैं. हर किसी की पर्सनैलिटी उसको डिफाइन करती है. सो ट्राई टू फिगर दैट स्वीट स्पॉट आउट. और एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़, अगर आप स्टार्टअप सोच रहे हैं, बिजनेस ग्रो करने का सोच रहे हैं, पार्टनर्स लाने का सोच रहे हैं, तो कोशिश करें डाइवर्सिफाइड फाउंडर्स हों, ना कि सारे इंजीनियर हों या सारे MBA हों या सारे फाइनेंस के हों,
सारे मर्द हों.
या आई थिंक दैट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज फिर आप ग्रोथ आसानी से ले सकते हैं. अगर एक मार्केटिंग समझता होगा, एक फाइनेंस, एक लीगल और डिफरेंट चीज़ें, तो आप लोगों के लिए आसानी होगी. एवरीवन विल बी एबल टू कंट्रीब्यूट रादर देन कम्पीट विद इन द टीम एज वेल. सो आई थिंक नीड टू बी, ये फंडामेंटल्स हैं. और एक लास्ट फंडामेंटल जो पाकिस्तान में बहुत कम है, डू रिलाई ऑन इंशाल्लाह एंड माशाल्लाह, बट प्लीज़ पुट एवरीथिंग इन राइटिंग. बिकॉज हम लोग लिखने से भागते हैं. हम ये कहते हैं इंशाल्लाह कभी लड़ाई नहीं होगी, इंशाल्लाह हम दोस्त हैं पुराने, तो इंशाल्लाह कभी कुछ नहीं होगा. बट द मोमेंट यू हैव एक्स्ट्रा मनी और यू हैव टू गिव अवे मनी, there are challenges. So you put everything in writing, document it, get legal advice, जैसे उन्होंने बताया भी, that's critically important. Seek advice और अपने कुछ mentors identify करें. और जब investors seek करें तो उनकी भी due diligence करें. Don't rely on words of any investor क्योंकि वो पैसा दे रहा है तो इसलिए वो सही होगा. That's not the right statement. Need to do due diligence on your investors as well. So just few thoughts from that perspective.
Great. I think we all learned from this panel a lot. At least it was very insightful for me, all the advice that you three of you had. Thank you so much, and let's hang around. Thank you so much.